Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Sentinel Toys, the Marvel Fighting Armor War Machine. So I've reviewed quite a few of these already. I'm all in on this line. I'm going to get through all of the figures and review them all for you guys. So we're kind of making our way. We're almost down to the end of the line. I've got War Machine, Black Panther. I secured an Iron Spider. I secured a black and gold Spider-Man. The last one I'll need to pick up is the X-Force Deadpool, which I'll get to soon. My last video of these guys was the Deadpool and Wolverine figures, 2-in-1. But here we have War Machine. This one, I'm hoping to make a fairly quick video. I don't want it to be too long. I just want to show you guys how cool these Sentinel fighting armor figures are. They're just really cool. The concept here is, what if these different characters had suits of armor like Iron Man? Now, obviously, War Machine is kind of an exception to that, right? Because he already has a suit of armor like Iron Man. So it's kind of a weird one. Like it was easy one to make, of course, because he already wears a suit of armor like Iron Man. But that's what we got. So like Iron Spider, they did one. Thor, they put him in a suit of armor. Loki, Cyclops, Magneto, Wolverine, Deadpool, Captain America, Sam Wilson, Captain America. All these different characters in a suit of armor made by, Stark Industries, Tony Stark. So that's what we've got going on. So looking at the box, we get nice kind of black and purple colors in there, which is really cool. So we get a look at the figure on that side. Another one on that side, and he's saluting. Looking at the back of the package, you could see this guy is a beast. He's got a bunch of different things going on with this figure. If you watched my review of the Punisher figure, it has some similarities, but this guy's got a lot more, even more so, going on with him. So we have that there. Looking at the open window box, you could see a zoomed in look at War Machine there. And then you got the figure in the package, and it's got some other accessories and things that are going to come along with it. I got this from Big Bad Toy Store, so shout out to them for sending it out for me to review for you guys. So make sure to check them out. Link in the video description below to Big Bad Toy Store if you're looking to pick up this War Machine, as it is in stock. They have basically all of them in stock, with the exception of the Punisher, which was a limited edition. There's only 800 pieces worldwide, so that one is not currently in stock. And then Iron Spider is an older one that is no longer available. And then the black and gold limited edition San Diego Comic-Con Iron Man is also not available, but all the others are, which are really cool. So links in the video description below for them. So here we have War Machine. Let's open it up and take a look. Okay, so here we have the War Machine figure out of the package. Yeah, my goodness. This guy's got all kinds of crazy things going on with him. Like, insane. Some of these figures tend to not have a whole lot of accessories and things going on. You can just kind of have the base body and some swappable hands and things like that. But a few of them get a bunch of different things going on with them. Like, for the most part, they share like the same legs and the same arms and things like that. But some of them have these additional attachment pieces that make, a big difference when it comes to each character. So War Machine kind of gets the most out of everything. Like, it's kind of insane. So we have these big, huge things on his arms. As you can see there, we saw a variation of these with the Punisher figure, and I will do a comparison with the Punisher figure and the Iron Man figure so you guys could see. So there's a lot more going on with these ones than Punisher got. And then he's got these huge things over his knees in there, so that's pretty crazy. And then on his back, you could see you've got the missile launcher, and then you've got the minigun style type weaponry there. So he's just got a crazy arsenal going on with him. In terms of additional accessories, he's got a few extra swappable hands. So you can see here you have a salute hand. You cannot get it too close to his head just because he's got these huge things on his arm. Otherwise, you would normally be able to kind of get that in a little bit closer. So you get the salute hand there for his right. You get a couple of wide open hands here for left and right. You get fists out on the figure already, and then you get these kind of like arc reactor type blast hands, whether you're doing flight mode or anything like that. So we got those there. I love the kind of purple colors in there. So if you look at like his eyes, you get purple in the lenses, and then here his arc reactor would be purple, and then inside the hands it is purple. I actually really like that color scheme. Looks really nice. And then kind of throughout the figure, whereas we typically see this as blue on all the other figures, we get this purple color here. And I just love that it's a different, that it changes it up quite a bit from like the other figures that just kind of have that kind of typical blue. Just looks really, really good. So there we have War Machine. So if you guys don't know these Marvel Fighting Armor figures, there are some die-cast parts and there are some plastic parts. In terms of what the die-cast parts are, I don't I know this hip piece is die-cast. There might be some things going on in the legs. Possibly. Oh, you know what I think it is? It's the hip piece and then the lower torso piece. There might be some other pieces, but there is some die-cast parts on here with these guys. But that is War Machine. There, it just looks kind of crazy. Super crazy. Like, it's kind of nuts. All the things he's got going on. So, like, these things on the arms... they've got these claws in here, so you can, you know, like, you know, I guess it would be like with hand-to-hand combat, right? You would, let's take this salute hand off. Let's put the fist back on there. So, like, with hand-to-hand combat, right, I guess you could use these different pieces here. So, it's on both sides. You got these claws. So, just kind of crazy. So, if you go on the attack... you could use like these claws, or you could use it maybe to pinch something, I guess, too. You could do that. So it's just kind of crazy what he can do. And then, you know, obviously each hand could do the same thing. You got, you know, those different pieces, and you can kind of position those around, you know, as you see fit. The knees here, I'm not sure what the additional purpose would be other than to kind of show the bulkiness of War Machine, because he's got the heavy artillery. Maybe he needs the additional stability. Maybe that's why that's built in there. You have this moving piece here, and I don't know exactly what this could be for. I wonder if it comes to like posing and getting that leg down or something. That could be the purpose of it. I'll have to kind of play around with that to kind of see. But yeah, that's what we got going on there, and that's what's pretty cool. And this thing, you know, fully articulated in the back. So yeah, just pretty darn crazy. So let's go ahead and check out the... Oh, and I didn't notice this until just now also. So right here, this shoulder, am I missing a shoulder pad? Do I not? Am I not supposed to have one on the right shoulder? I am supposed to have one on the right shoulder. Uh-oh. So it looks like I'm missing a piece. I better double check the box and see about that. How did I not notice that before? That's kind of crazy. So it should have this other shoulder pad like that there on the right shoulder. So I better look for that. Okay, so silly me, there we have the shoulder pad on there. It was inside the box. It just fell off when I took the figure out, so we have it there. But while we're here, let's take a close-up look at it. You know, when it comes to the Sentinel Marvel fighting armor figures, each character does get a completely different torso to kind of really make it, you know, specific to that character. So you can see there kind of the smaller looking arc reactor as opposed to a circle. You kind of get that rectangle in there. I love the flat black and the silver in there, and then there's some gunmetal color in there too. So look, you know, looking at the foot, you get this the matte black, and then you get a little bit of gunmetal in there. It just looks really, really nice. Looking at the figure on the inside there, nice silver and black, just fits really, really well. I love the way the colors look. I mean, looking at his back, you can see the nice silver in there and everything. Just looks really, really good. Crazy things going on there, but again, that purple, I really, really like the purple colors, and it just shines so well off of some bright lights in there. So that's War Machine. Let's go ahead and check out his articulation. Okay, so if you've watched any of my other videos, you kind of know what to expect in terms of the articulation. This one will be a little bit different, as his torso and the shoulder pieces are just so large, it might hinder his movement on his head a little bit. So looking up is that much there. So flight poses, you know, you can't have them really straight out there, and then looking down, you can look down that much. You could turn the head only so much because it just kind of gets in the way. I mean, it's a guy in a metal suit. He probably couldn't turn his head too crazy anyway. And then you can do some pivot going on in there. That still has the neck gap issue, but you don't see it as much since there's a whole lot going on in here. The shoulder, you can get the arm to go on out that much. The shoulder pad does get in the way of that a little bit, so that's why you can only move it up so much there. You could do a full rotation in that arm. There is a little bit of a butterfly joint, but you're not going to get a whole lot of crossbody or really going back, but you do have that movement in that shoulder. There is an upper bicep swivel in there, and then you have a double jointed elbow, gives you that much bend there at the elbow, and as you can see, that canister in that arm piece does hit the bicep, so that's why it only hinges that much there. And then the wrists are on a ball peg and hinge, so you can hinge them around and swivel them around as you need. The torso has a couple of different parts in there. Really, it's kind of the upper torso and the lower torso, and then there's this like floating piece in there. But the way it works is you can get him to tilt to his left that much there, which is great. You could tilt that much there. And if you notice, you do get tilt at the ball joint waist as well as that upper torso. So you could tilt that much. You can go back a fair amount as well. So you can see War Machine leaning back. That's a pretty good amount. And then coming forward, you get a decent amount as well. So you can crunch forward that much there, which is nice. So you could swivel at that upper diaphragm. There's a tiny bit of swivel at the waist too, but you really want to kind of use that upper diaphragm cut to be able to do it. Legs do have a drop down hip feature, so you could drop the leg down like so, which will allow you to then kick forward further like so, and then you can actually get that leg to go back an insane amount as well, and then you can get the leg to kick out to the side that much. And again, you got to do the drop down leg feature to do that. So looking at the splits that much, that is pretty incredible there. We can pop those back up. You do get a swivel at that drop down as well, so you could swivel the thigh. Double jointed knee gives you that much bend there at the knee, so quite nice. You do have an ankle swivel in there. Foot hinges down a little bit. You get some hinge up. You have this piece right here that moves because that you can kind of adjust around and you can hinge up the foot a little bit more. And then you have toe articulation in there, and you do have a good ankle pivot going on as well. So really good points of articulation in these figures. War Machine is no exception to that. So now let's go ahead and see War Machine next to Tony Stark, Iron Man. Okay, so this one's going to be kind of the closest in terms of comparison and most similar. We have the Punisher figure because there's a lot of similarities, but there's not as much as I had initially thought because the arm pieces are different. And I don't know if it's just... Oh, I think maybe it's just because these additional claw pieces, those are just added pieces, so I could see a tiny little hole where I guess those would be from. So that's going to be the only difference. Otherwise, those pieces are actually the same. We don't get the shoulder pads for Punisher, and then you could see his torso, while similar, is in fact different. But the shoulder piece is going to be the same, and then kind of the back connector piece is going to be the same. Punisher does come with this, but it's kind of like even crazier because he's got two of these the mini guns and then two of those missile launchers. So Punisher just kind of gets loaded up, and then he doesn't have any of these knee attachment pieces that War Machine has. Otherwise, they are pretty similar there. But that is the Punisher. So now we're going to take a look at Iron Man because, you know, you can't have Rhodes without Iron Man, Tony Stark. So War Machine and Iron Man, and he's, you know, obviously Tony Stark, Iron Man is the one responsible for being able to do these suits for these other characters. So there we have it there. The cool thing about the colorful characters is really the high gloss that you get with these. You could just see the light shining off of Iron Man, which is really cool. But Iron Man, surprisingly, is kind of the most plain out of all of them. And I think that's kind of the interesting part, right? Like, Iron Man's Iron Man. You got the red and gold. But when you start introducing the other characters and things that they have going on for them, not only in terms of colors, but whatever other accessories or like specific things to their design and their suits that they could do. So take someone like Deadpool, which has become my new favorite Sentinel fighting armor figure, because I just absolutely love this deep red and this gloss black and everything on there. Just looks so good. Or another recent one is the Sam Wilson Captain America figure. Just look at that bright blue and then the deep red in there. And then even the white. So just kind of crazy, kind of when you have these bright, colorful figures where you have these metallic colors that just look so good. And then you have War Machine, which has this matte black with these silvers in there, and it also just looks really good. So really loving this line, loving the designs and everything like that, and they just look really good together. But man, it's just sometimes the colors just pop on some of these that just look kind of insane. So back to War Machine and Captain America, War Machine and Iron Man there. You can see you got Tony Stark and Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes, Rhodey there. So even though War Machine is just kind of crazy bulky, you could still pose him out and do certain things with him there. So that is really cool. Okay, so earlier I had mentioned when it comes to like this knee pad thing, so you could use that to kind of brace him down, stabilize him. So that's really cool. So when in terms of like a superhero landing type of thing, or maybe he's trying to use his missile launchers there, that adds additional stability. And to where, like, I mean, you could always do the leg down, but in my opinion may not look as good, but this just helps kind of get him into certain poses, and it adds that, you know, a little additional bit of platform there. So that is really cool that you actually have that option. So I really like the way they did that to give us those options there. Okay, so that is my review of the SenTiNel Marvel Fighting Armor War Machine. Again, this is in stock right now at BigBadToyStore.com if you're looking to pick it up. Link in the video description below. I love these Marvel SenTiNel Fighting Armor figures. I hope you guys will love them too if you're looking to kind of get maybe your favorite character, or if you're looking to branch out into other action figure lines. These things are a whole lot of fun. The details are pretty crazy. I like the concept, you know, like what if these different characters had Iron Man type, you know, suits of armor, which just makes it really cool. I'd love to see additional characters get made. Apparently there may be a Hulkbuster that's coming eventually. I think there was a prototype shown at a convention overseas somewhere a while ago, a couple years ago. I don't know if that figure's ever going to get released or not, and I don't know if there's any others that are going to be coming. I'm worried that this could be the end of the line, where we got some solid figures out of it for sure, but I would love to see more. I'd love to see a Daredevil. I'd love to see a Moon Knight. I'd love to see other characters get made. Maybe one day we will see additional ones, but you guys let me know who you would like to see in the Marvel Fighting Armor line by SenTiNel Toys, and what do you think of this War Machine? If you've got it, if you're looking to pick it up, links in the video description below. Just give me all your guys' thoughts. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.